It is time for game number 3, the final game of today's iCast, your freaking awesome replays, aka iCast, Icyfar for short, and the challenge was Blast from the Past. Players so far have sent in 2 fantastic replays where they pull out old strategies from expansions gone past, Wings of Liberty, Heart of the Swarm, and Broodwar. And down here in the bottom right, no doubt the sender-inner of this replay, since I've seen him hanging out in chat already today, part of the Cutie Club, aka the Beastie Boys, Beastie Cuties clan, and an absolute legend. It is Zyad. Excuse me. Now, Zyad, remind me, are you a main Zerg or Terran? Because I remember there is one race trader. Not most of Beastie Cuties clan is Terran, because most of his history, he's been Terran, right? And I remember every time we play you guys in Clan Wars, there is one Zerg player, and I'm like, that's a bit weird. Why is there a Zerg player on this? Is that you? Are you the main Zerg, or is this your off race? Let us know in chat. Up here in the top left-hand side, in the blue, it's Commando. I'm very curious because I was always wondering that. I know there's one race trader on Beastie Cuties clan, and they're all just like, yeah, well, we need someone to abuse infestors and broodlords and stuff. We'll let you do it. Commando here going for a mega fast gas and a little bit of a late pool after that hatch. So it's going to be probably very early Ling speed, I would imagine, from Commando. And on the other side, a bit more of a standard just hatch gas pool timing here from Zyad. It's a Zerg versus Zerg. Now, I'm very curious to see what sort of blast from the past strategies there are in Zerg versus Zerg. Now, in Brood War, for those of you who don't know, Zerg versus Zerg involves Zerglings fighting Zerglings. And if you take a bit of a better fight and you kill 2 of their Zerglings for free, then you often like win the game very quickly. And then like you're both playing muter versus muter on 1 or 1.5 bases with like 3 muters fighting 3 muters. And I gotta say, as someone who is terrible, nice cancel on the hatch by the way, someone who is terrible at Brood War and doesn't really understand how to control the units because I've only played it mega casually, there are a few things more hilarious than trying to micro your Mutalisks against Scourges. Scourges are like flying Banelings in Brood War. And yeah, there's a fancy way you can kind of run away from them and then shoot them down. And for those of you who were watching me play Brood War a bit last year, I streamed a bit of it. Oh my god, it is some of the funniest shit you would ever see. You'd just be like running your Mutalisks into these flying Banelings. They'd just be dying. You'd be like, oh man, you'd be winning this game and then you wouldn't notice like 6 Lings run into your base and kill your entire drone line in 2 seconds. Like, ZVZ in Brood War is the most brutal thing. And, you know, this might not be the same Mutalisk version of ZVZ, but this is definitely Brood War inspired ZVZ. And why is that? Because there's no queens. And indeed it is Brood War inspired completely. There's no queens, instead is going for extra hatcheries for production, Ling speed, and straight for lair, building a spine crawler, as in a sunken crawler. This is Brood War ZVZ from Zyad. Is only going to use Zerglings and Mutalisks. Is not going to use Queens to use Lava Inject. This is awesome. This is a mix of an old challenge as well. This is not only Blast from the Past. For those of you who remember, there was a big debate about potentially removing macro mechanics in StarCraft 2, getting rid of mules, chrono boosts, Lava Injects to slow down the production, and seeing how that would affect the gameplay. We did a challenge of this like a year or 2 ago, I think 2 years ago, and players were all playing with no queens. There was players not dropping mules. It was the weirdest shit you've ever seen. It was insane. Uh-oh, these Zerglings are going to come in. 2 drone kills already. There's only 4 Zerglings. Zyad's production is so crap. Zyad's in trouble, guys. That third base is very exposed. I mean, the lair's almost done. That's nice. That is nice. But this is a big wave of Zerglings from Commando. Now, Commando's only on 2 base and is still down 7 workers. That's not the end of the world. The Broodlings do get a bit of a nibble there. But that's still a lot of Zerglings, +1 melee on the way behind this. And Hydras? Zyad's going Hydras? What? You don't use Hydras in Zerg vs Zerg, but you do use Ling Hydra otherwise in Brood War against Terran and Protoss. So, fair enough. He's going to be trying to deal with that. These Lings coming in here, that Spine Crawler going to have to hold off as the Ling count is still favored, of course, for Commando. Right now, though, Commando is just still locked in on 2 bases and hasn't really transitioned at all. Is going to find the new 3rd base, though, and that's another cancel. Uh-oh. Does get cancelled at the last second, but this time we are seeing Zyad want to engage. Does pull back again, still way down on unit count. He's going for Hydras. 2 base Hydra. This is some bizarre shit. This Changeling is going to come through and say, what are you up to? Sees the Evo chamber, sees there's nothing else. We'll now see a Roach Warren starting up. So it's going to be some weird Ling Hydra action, and Macro Hatch is on the way here. Still up in drones is Zyad, so that is something. But as that +1 melee finishes, these Zerglings are going to pack a massive punch. This Zergling count, very frightening. Very frightening. My man, talking about my man. Lachaz, welcome to the pigsty. Thanks for the tier 1 subscription, my friend. Welcome. These Zerglings going to come out. Melee's done, guys. That's a much scarier pack of Zerglings for Commander. You got to be real careful here as Zyad. Doesn't matter if, even if you get a good angle, your Zerglings just are not as good as your opponent's Zerglings. Now, Hydras are building up. We've got 6 of them so far. Hydra range is almost done. Are we going to see Hydra movement speed as well? Remember, Hydras did have 2 upgrades in Brood War, just like in StarCraft 2, and an Evo chamber is going to go down. Now there's another Macro Hatch going down because Zyad can't spend the money without lava injects. Oh no. And sees the +1 melee, is like, does try to take a good angle, but realizes I don't think he can fight without the Spine Crawler. He's going to pull the Hydras out now, shows the Hydras, is like, let's go. It's a Hydra Ling bust. This is a Zerg vs Protoss Brood War strategy, and Zyad's like, oh, why not? Let's do it here. I have no idea how this is going to work. So far, Commander doing great micro, engaging with just Zerglings versus Zerglings, and disengaging whenever the Hydras come in and fight that. Ah, man, this is kind of hilarious. I think at this point, the Hydra's like, hey, boss, you know our opponent's building roaches, right? And they're a much better unit than us. Commander also is up at 48 workers. He might not have a third base, but he's up at 48 workers. It's a 15 worker advantage. If he can get enough roaches, roaches will shred this army. Banelings would shred this army as well. Roach speed on the way. +1 range on the way. Roaches flooding out. I don't know how Zyad is possibly going to win this game. Commando finds the third base again. Absolute douchebag. Doesn't even get the cancel. We see that white fountain of simulant blood go everywhere. And Zyad's angry. Zyad's mad. Zyad does have double Hydra upgrades. 12 Hydras, 33 Zerglings. Can Zyad bust through? Hydras do have insane damage output. +1 is not going to be ready though. +1's too far off to be finished in time. The roach count building, the queens coming to the front. There's a spine crawler backing this up as well. But Commando is a little bit supply blocked and is losing more overlords on the way across the map as well. Zyad sniping those down. He's going to rotate around, look for the third base angle. Is starting to drone up behind this, but he's still only on 2 base. Zyad looking for a Hydra Ling engage. I can't possibly imagine this working. I mean, the Hydras have sick damage, but is that enough Zerglings to buffer? I don't know, man. This is crazy. You got to get out of there, Zyad. I don't think you can take this fight. Down 10 army supply. The roaches are super tanky. Is going to desperately start a lurker den behind this. Thank God Zyad realizes that he was, if he moved in there, we were about to see his army just get stomped. It was going to be like a little origami army walking into the jaws of a fucking hungry dog that just picks it up and just starts shaking it around in its mouth and running around the house slobbering on it. That's these roaches right now. That's a hungry dog army. This here, origami army. Paper. It might have high damage, but it's just so fragile. Lurkers, though, are a huge comeback move. They can definitely bring you back into this game as Zyad, trying to make the blast from the past work. I really think Mutas would have actually just killed it this game. Don't you guys think? Imagine if Mutas came out instead of Hydras. This would have been epic. Instead, Zyad here is like, nah, Hydra Ling, let's do it, man. And now Commander, I mean, Commando's been so good with these Zerglings as well. They've canceled this base like 4 times. Zyad's like, God damn it, this is really hard, man. Is starting to drone, is adding +2 range, so he's starting to work the way up, but Commando still up in workers at almost double the army supply. Mass Roach making ravages as well. I mean, you need a couple Hail Marys right now, Zyad. You need the lurkers to end all lurkerness. We need lurkers underneath the opponent's army, evaporating it in one brutal moment before the enemy can react. The lurker den is now finishing. We are seeing Zyad here. He's getting that third base up. There we go. 5, 7, 8 lurkers morphing. All right, Zyad. Show me what you got, baby. Show me what you got. Now, for those of you who don't know, you could hold fire your lurkers by allying with your opponent in Brood War, right? I'm trying to remember because I remember there was like the ally with your opponent vulture mines, which Boxer abused that time, where they wouldn't set off. He'd wait for his opponents to move into the middle of the minefield, and then he would he would unally, and then the entire army got evaporated, and it was like clearly unfair, and they patched that out right after Box have ruined that. Yeah, apparently it was just hold position. Oh no, he's doing it. He's turned them off auto fire. Commando has no idea. He's moving into it. The lurkers. Oh my god, they activate their attack. Oh my god. He used the hold fire method. He used the hold fire button. Oh my god. That was brutal. Holy Suddenly, Commando's army advantage evaporates, and in a swarm of Hydraling Lurker coming forwards, Biles trying to hold back his opponent, lands a few Biles on one of the Lurkers, but they're all still alive. Zayad's going to rotate around. He's going to look for the angle. Oh no, Commando's lost track. He thinks he's up here on the high ground. He doesn't know the army's coming from the south. The rotation is catching him completely off guard. Commando only now gets vision, but he's been outflanked, and now he is on the wrong side of that army. Nice corrosive Biles do manage to take out one of the Lurkers, but some good burrow dodges as well. Zayad engaging away from the Lurkers, but this is only Ravagers. They're so fragile. The Hydras stutter stepping through those Biles, and they are massacring these Ravagers a little bit, but a lot of Hydras going down as well. All the Ravagers will fall though, and these drones, they're trying to escape. Oh my god, Commando's like, fuck this shit. I can't believe this game got out of control. And he just rages. Oh, he just leaves. He just leaves. Let's watch that engagement one more time, please. Let's go back and really emphasize, guys, exactly what the situation was. We're looking at a 50 army supply lead. 65 army supply lead. 16 Ravagers, 26 Roaches versus a fragile, soft army. I mean, if you've got an Overseer, you can not only pick these away from afar, but you can just counterattack. And the Lurkers aren't going to be able to defend this much Roach Ravager. If you split this army up and start hitting multiple bases, that's not enough Hydraling Lurker. You're wrecked. You're going to get destroyed. This should be the hot knife, and this should be the butter. But you know what? If you don't have an Overseer, let's go to Commando's camera, put this right down. Then you just might not realize exactly what's going on. Oh, look, there's some Lings, there's some Hydras. Oh my god. Looks back at home and says, wait, what? Wait, what? And suddenly the army supply's even. Oh wow, how did that happen? Beautiful, beautiful setup from Zayad. I'm very impressed. Well done, mate. Let's go to Zayad's camera. Zayad, no doubt staring at this. This was the one move that Zayad needed to bring him back into this game. Hydraling, not a legit CVZ. And the thing is, he got spotted, the burrow, but Commando didn't realize. Commando wasn't paying attention, even though he caught the end of that burrow graphic. And he turns off hold position right then, turns off the hold fire command, and we see these Ravagers try and escape and just take absolutely disastrous splash damage. Massive engagement for Zayad. GG, well played. And what a great way to finish the blast from the past, Icyfar. Hats off to you, Zayad. Well done, my man. Alright, guys, don't forget to get your replays in for next week. The challenge is Toddler Tantrums, where you need to send in replays of your opponents crying their little eyes out, stomping their feet on the ground. You know that fucking... You guys know the toddler stomp. They scrunch up in the fish and they're like... They kind of stomp on the ground. I want your opponents doing that one. I want them telling you how your race is overpowered, how you don't have any skill, you're bad even while you're beating them, you're playing the game wrong, and of course, you're an idiot. So send me in your replays of all that. I'm sure Florencio is going to have one for me. Maybe have another Florencio crossover episode like we did last week. Thank you very much for the support, guys. Have a good one. We'll catch you next time.